and I just realised the microphone was off. So we're off to a cracking start. It's because the microphone thing is being covered up by this scene transitions menu because I've changed the size of OBS. There we go. Now I can see the microphone moving up and down. So things are at least working at this end. Time to check the stream health on my phone. And then hope that everything's off to a reasonable start. We can get on with some Pokemon Unbound, because that's what we do every Sunday here at the moment, until eventually we finish Pokemon Unbound. Well, that's me from the past on my phone. So there we go. That's the power of the internet there, and time dilation. I speak into microphone, it goes in here, goes up into outer space, comes back down onto my phone, so I can have a conversation with myself in the past. But enough random mutterings. If you remember last time, we made it up to the top of Frosty Peak, or whatever this place is called, the snowy mountain where we find ourselves. To challenge Blizzard City is where we are, and we are here to challenge the gym leader of Blizzard City Gym, Alice. Now, I hope people enjoy the title of this streaming episode, this streaming edition. If anyone is a fan of the band Smokey, you should recognise the title of the stream as the title of one of their songs. And if you don't know that song, you should, because it is very enjoyable. She likes flying type Pokemon, right? Have I heard of Ayla? No, I haven't actually. I think we've already had these conversations. Did we speak to this guy last time? Okay. This game is like a mental sieve, in that the stream ends and then I basically forget everything that happened. Now, I saw there was a Pokeball thing up here, so I might as well collect that whilst I'm here. Oh, a revive. Actually, I think that's the first one of those we've ever got. I wonder if now that we've picked one up, how do I get out? The shop might start selling them. Anything of use over this side? No. Tell you what, we still haven't seen any of these grottos that are supposedly appearing in the forest, where better, rarer Pokemon can be found. Have we spoken to you? I'll battle your Pokemon. Why not? Those are the Poke Center. We should have gone to Poke Center anyway. I've only got 3 Pokemon, almost 2, because... Well, that's the end of me, I think. Oh no, that one didn't do any damage. It just paralysed me, okay. But that's definitely the end of me. Off to a brilliant start. Should have gone to the Pokemon Center. If anything, I should have gone to the Pokemon Center at the end of the last stream before starting this one. But alas. Hopefully beating this little thing that looks like an acorn. This frozen acorn. A rabbit's head. Now, this channel is of course called Science After Hours, so I wanted to introduce more science to these streams whilst, we can just say that playing Pokemon Unbound is just a mechanism to stream, something to watch whilst scientific discussions are being had. So if you're watching this and have any sciencey questions, do propose them. I mean, last time we talked about what my weirdest science fact was, and I didn't really have any. I went to the BBC News website today to look for some science news that I thought might be worthwhile to discuss. I was actually quite disappointed in the BBC News website. It used to be, I don't know if maybe it was just the size I had in my window, but it used to be that science would be grouped up at the top along with all the other stuff, politics and everything else. But science is now, you have to click more, and then there's science in there. But then the actual science articles themselves are not really about science. They are all science adjacent. We beat. That was a great battle. No problem, worker Alan. Is that it? Okay. Did we go in here last time? I don't think so. All these people with giant houses. Maybe we did. So all the articles are more to do with there's a guy in Epidemy Town. I have no idea where Epidemy Town is. His brain appears to be fried. My God. Someone needs to get him to a clinician. Maybe Nurse Joy can treat him, because goodness me, that's quite concerning. Anyway, back to the BBC website. Sure, why not? 1 petra berry, 1 qualot berry, some fresh water. I've got some of those ingredients. My friend the cut master. When you were coming. An attack that may also cut defense. It can smash cracked boulders. Right, so I need to obtain this gym badge, and then I can use Rock Smash. So then I don't even need to go to Epilga City or wherever it was that you just said. Oh, that must be the frozen up KBT Expressway. So you've taken a wrong turn somewhere to wherever the gym was. But first, I think the gym was actually this way. Past 12 people that look like Chucky. Yeah, it's over here. So first, let's go back to the Poke Center, speak to Nurse Joy, get our Pokemon healed up, and remember how poorly I did last time, just to see what's what. Anyway, back to the BBC News science page. It was split up into the environment, which obviously is very important, but even then, the articles being presented are mostly like taxpayers will need to pay to remove this fly tipping thing, rather than news on scientific breakthroughs and whatnot. And the other one was about space. I think everyone loves space, and that was obviously things like the constantly shifting date of the Artemis rocket. Anything interesting around here? No. Which should hopefully be sending astronauts to the moon. Oh, I've got to do this again. It was this way, I think. No, maybe it wasn't. It was the other way. I didn't. Yeah. So obviously that's worthwhile news, but there's so much science being done on planet Earth, and so many interesting discoveries being made, and I feel like the BBC News homepage should be representative of that. Now, this is not all just a whinge and moan about the BBC. Now, I listen to a lot of BBC Science podcasts, like Curious Cases or Inside Science and whatnot. So the BBC do a lot to spread the word, and I guess a lot of that is shown on available via BBC Sounds and on BBC Radio 4. But in terms of the bbc.co.uk news website, I think maybe more science could be shown. Some of that stuff that they are researching on Inside Science. Yes, the articles to Inside Science are there. I didn't mean to go back down. Now what? How do I get back up? Oh no, come on now. Let me do all of that again. Good to know. Don't go anywhere near the other hole. Yeah, anyway, there's so much science being done. Now, obviously, there are lots of sources to get science news. Lots of places not to get it, such as Twitter and whatnot. Lots of misleading tweets about science and what scientists have shown, etc., etc. But so if you have any good sources for science news, I would love to hear it. I also subscribe to the Nature Daily email, the Nature Briefing, I think it's called, if I remember correctly. That gives you an email every day from Nature. I'm sure most people know what Nature is, one of the most prestigious journals out there, journal families. Right, here's Alice. Let's see how badly we do. So I thought that gives me a good overview as to what Nature thinks important. It's always a variety of scientific articles as well. We've got time. We can always have a look, see what's what. Now it would be good if this here showed me what was good, so I could well, luckily I suppose I haven't got my pen on me. That's very disappointing. I've got my notepad here for making Pokemon notes as we play. It's just trying to figure out what. Oh, she should cross poison now. I have to use a different pen, which I don't like to do. I like to use the same pen constantly until it runs out. But let's make some notes about what Pokemon I have that are strong against the Pokemon Alice has. We could just maybe use this as a fact-finding session. No, not session, just battle here. If we constantly work through the Pokemon, we can see if any are super effective against a Dodrio. So if we change Pokemon, Crobat, not that one. So I got a feeling we're not going to win this because okay, let's try Ice Fang. So Walrein is good against Dodrio. Super effective, very good in fact. So I'll put Walrein here because then we can reorder our Pokemon in the next battle, because I'm sure we are going to fail. Let's just have a look and see. Maybe Belly Drum is the best move in the game. The user maximizes its attack stat at the cost of half its full HP. No, thank you. Everyone's leveling up. Pinsir. No, we'll stay as we are. Pinsir is next. Pinsir. Pinsir. Let's have a little look and see if anything is effective. No. So we will change. If I remember correctly, Fire was from last week's stream. Fire was good, and this. And Gabite has got Fire Fang. But if I also remember correctly, his moves are super effective against me. Yeah. So. Ooh. Well, we'll put Gabite here for now, but not particularly the most effective there when. No, I don't have any other fire-based Pokemon, really. In fact, I didn't even get a hit in. Hariyama is the opposite of effective, where most of its moves aren't that great. But, oh well. You might, well, because you're going to get taken out, so I might as well not waste a turn. Just go with Crobat and see. Maybe Crobat has got a super effective move. Oh, wing attack and air cutter. Okay, so maybe Crobat can go second. And it doesn't seem to kill me instantly like Gabite's moves. So Crobat there. Still, we're learning. That's what's important. I think X-Size will he'll come to immediately. Well, we got a couple of hits in, so that's something, I suppose. We'll save Walrein till last. Well, at least I managed to get the poison off. Okay. The issue is now there's no real need to change Pokemon because right. So next up is Gliscor. What do we have that could beat Gliscor? Oh, hello. Oh, wow. That was good. Walrein is the one for that. So then last but not least is this Minior little fellow. Oh, music's happening. Get my pen down. Well, I maybe should have used a potion there instead of trying to sneak in an attack. So at the moment, the same Pokemon is best against the first and the third. But that's fine. No, we're not lowering the background difficulty. That will never happen. We change the order of said Pokemon to put you up here. And then we can just, pick and choose. That's all we really need to know. Right, let's see. We'll give it another crack. I feel like we're pretty on it in terms of our actual Pokemon strengths and abilities and whatnot. So I don't think we need to go and do any significant grinding like we've had to do with boss fights in the past, but maybe I'm wrong. For avid viewers of the channel, you can see that Spider-Man video is up now. It's on how spiders make spiders' webs. If that's your cup of tea. And even if it's not your cup of tea, please watch it, because actually it was quite a lot more difficult to research such a thing than I had ever thought. I didn't know that there were 7 types of spider's web with 7 different, protein structures and all sorts of other things. What their uses are, etc. I mean, I probably should have maybe hazarded a guess. But I would, so love it ever. Currently only got 16 views, so I have more subscribers than that. So some of you have not. Some of you have subscribed and not watched it. So please do go and watch it. Maybe you'll learn something interesting about spiders and spiders' webs and Spider-Man for that matter. I thought maybe the fact that the new Spider-Man trailer, Brand New Day, came out, that I might get a bit of a bump because of that, but I'm clearly wrong. But that's okay. Yes, we do want to change Pokemon. We want to change to Crobat, I think. Now, I will say that this Pinsir is so far the peak of difficulty. Should have done the other move. Air Cutter was better. Ooh. Maybe we could use a potion to try and tank through the next attack. It seems unlikely, but we'll give it a go. There are potions, super potions. Use. He does more than... Oh! That was very lucky. That less so. Now, if I send out Gabite, who is the other one that's got fire moves, which are super effective, and just hope that I get a go. Oh, no. That's the worst thing that could have happened. If we use that Evolverlight thing that random guy gave us, we might be able to weather... Evolverlight is selected. Okay, so does that mean it's doing something now? Seemingly not. Right. See, what we could do is maybe use that revive on Golbat. and then try. And hope if we select Crobat again, hope he doesn't do that Rock Tomb move, and then we might be in the clear. There's Rock Tomb. Okay, we got through it. We'd had to use our one and only revive there, but that is important. Oh, the order has changed. I don't know what's strong against Minior. We'll stay with Crobat for now, because it should be my go first. Well, that was the end of that. I thought it might be my go first, because she had to summon one in. Right, well, we'll keep Walrein there, because Walrein is exceptionally good against Gliscor. So we'll go with Arbok, shall we? A snake versus a spiky acorn-looking thing was seemingly a bit of an error. Oh, Confuse, my least favourite status effect. It always seems to work. I'm certainly not as comparatively strong here. Yep. Maybe Hariyama's the one. Who knows? No. Most definitely not, in fact. Well, it's all up to Walrein now. Who in fact is also super effective. So maybe, if we're lucky, we could possibly get through both. It depends how powerful. Ancient Power? Okay. I think maybe its super effective move was quite weak. Oh, but that time it did loads more damage. Right. The problem we've got is that the same Pokemon is strong against 3 out of 4. And we only really got through that because we used that revive. No, we're not lowering the battle difficulty. Now what to do? What are my other Pokemon? Because I don't think I've got any Pokemon that are anywhere near being level 40. Which is, you know... just want to have a look and see. Level 17, 15, 15, 16, 30, 20, 19, 21, 17, 18, 17. See, they're nowhere near. How many boxes are there? Because I'd quite like to... Ooh, box 13 looks exciting. Okay, can we... I thought maybe there might be a limit and it would loop back round to box number 1. But... Oh, there are 24. See, Bergmite is the only comparatively strong Pokemon that I've got. And even then, it's nowhere near. The only hope I can imagine is if who was the weakest? You. Right, we'll put you there and see if maybe this level 20 Pokemon is up to snuff when fighting these level 40 Pokemon. And I'm going to presume the answer is no. But who knows? Maybe I am wrong. And maybe if we just defeat a couple, we will level up Bergmite, who will become ultra powerful during the course of the battle. Otherwise, if we fail this, we will head down the mountain. We'll see if Bergmite has at least got any attacks which are super effective to help maybe shed the load from Walrein a little. I also don't know if that purple gem thing even did anything. I said it was selected, but nothing appeared to occur, so who knows? Hello, hello. Don't worry, you've not missed much. It's just me and Alice fighting it out at the top of this Leaning Tower of Pisa looking gym. Yes. There's no other way to say it. The answer is yes. I've made some notes as to what Pokemon are best against her Pokemon. Yet, it does seem that basically it's only one of mine is particularly effective against most of hers. So once that Pokemon is out, there's not really much I can do. No, I didn't mean to use that one. Yes, but here's the thing. Other Pokemon are nowhere near level 40. So I'd have to catch other Pokemon and then grind for ages to level them up. What we have done is change the team to include a level 20 Pokemon. Pinsir is next, which Crobat is the best against. But I don't want to. And I'm sure it doesn't make for particularly riveting viewing. And this is already not particularly riveting viewing. I will suffer, yeah. Or you will have to suffer watching through arbitrary grinding. Now, she has already used her Hyper Potion. So maybe there's a chance she won't use it again. Okay, well, I mean, you can just turn the volume down, that is true. Well, we've made it through 2 Pokemon without you losing any. So yes. What's she using next? Minior. Well, there's only one of my Pokemon that are just effective against all of hers, so we will shift back to Walrein and hope that it can survive fighting the Rock Acorn Star looking guy. Why is it when I use Confuse, Well, hopefully that means that you must be good at Pokemon Unbound, because I am utterly appalling. I'm surprised I've made it this far, to be honest. This is my first Pokemon experience, and I'm terrible at it. I think my approach has tended to just be try and brute force my way through, rather than learn anything useful. Oh, well, everyone's levelling up, so that's a good sign. I'm sure someone is going to try and learn a move. Bad Tantrum. Well, let's have a look. Maybe it's... Oh, great. If the user's previous moves have failed, the power of this move doubles. I don't know, I quite like all the ones I already have, to be honest. So, that's okay. No. No, yes. Yes, we want to stop learning Bad Tantrum. No. Now, this will all depend. Last time these two fought, I could take it out in one go. But if Gliscor gets to move first, I will probably lose. Like that. I don't think so. I'm playing this on I found it online. Oh well. So that's a way to go. I think if you just but it's the installation of... Oh my god, we might actually win. No, you already used a hyper potion once. That's not fair. Keep your fingers crossed, everybody. We might actually win. It was the changing to one of my weakest Pokemon that did it. Don't die. Please don't die. Come on, just one more. Oh, God. We actually made it through a gym without constant grinding. It does... Yeah, I can agree. There's no, you know... I feel like playing through this with a... You know, I feel like I should be playing it with a stylus and, you know, on the bus or something rather than on my laptop here. Suck on that, leader Alice. Thanks for the money. As proof of your victory against the Blizzard City gym leader, take the Wings badge. Thanks. With the Wings badge, you can now smash cracked rocks with grace. Not only that, but any Pokemon up to level 50 will always obey you. And a TM, Aerial Ace. A move that's sure to hit. And then now this will be the way down, because that's where I accidentally went earlier. I don't have a Switch 2. Don't have a Switch 1 either. I haven't had a Nintendo console actually for a very, very long time. I think the last one I had was a Wii. Well, technically it was a family Wii. You know, much like back in the Wii days. I feel like that's what Wiis were bought for. Oh, you forgot to show me something. Come with me to the KBT Expressway. Well, why didn't you use Rock Smash earlier to, you know... This poor guy down here earlier said all of his Pokemon were sad because he couldn't go on the KBT Expressway. You could have just done that. Instead, you were waiting for me to beat you. Well, that seems very mean. Now he should be much happier. Sure, why not? Wait, no, I didn't go to the Pokemon Center. You're going to beat me now. Yes, we had a Wii. But other than that... My sister had a DSi as well. I had a PSP though. That's why I've not really played any Pokemon games ever. Because I've never had the means to do so, I suppose. So here we are now. Hey, look, it's more the fact that Crobat is already at near death. We might as well get him out of the way. I have a Game Boy Advance SP, GameCube, DS, 2DS XL, 3DS XL, PS2, PS3, PS4, Switch, and the Switch 2. Quite the collection there. I've never actually seen a 2DS in real life. They're the ones that are like a really fat DS that someone has glued open, right? If I remember correctly. So that begs the question, why do you have a 2DS XL and a 3DS XL? Because don't they play the same? You have a 2DS? Oh. Oh, God. Has that Pokemon got a beard? And like a hat. It looks like he's got a Lego brick. You've just moved house. I mean, fairly recently. Surely, having moved fairly recently is the optimal time to know where stuff is. It does kind of look like that with a Lego brick on its head. Like a really big Lego brick. Put away some of those boxes and you'll know where it is, won't you? See, whereas, yeah. Of those that you listed, I had a PS2, PS3, PS4, and I have a PS5. I've also got a Vita because, you know, PlayStation was my... it's bags now. Bags rather than boxes. Oh, that's super effective. You know, I've kind of stayed in the PlayStation ecosystem. Whereas you have... It's her. It's her herself. Them. It is them. Sorry, my mistake. Do it. Do it. As Senator Palpatine would say. Would you describe yourself as kinda goth? I can see it. Ancient power. Not even close. Indie. Would you say you are... We can't lose to Worker Alan. There we go. Off to the Pokemon Center we go. I mean, not that I particularly want to agree with Marsh, but I can see pastel goth. I think it's especially in that picture, it's the dark blue hair and the dark lipstick. that you had on. But yeah, Marsh was a odd fellow, so I didn't know the frog was an Irish frog. Well, I imagine goth. I know what a goth looks like, and I know what pastel colours look like. Combine them together, no? Although a lot of your clothes are very, maybe perhaps too vibrant. I think maybe it's that picture that is misleading. Now, where are we supposed to go now? Because we've beaten the... Ah, wait, last time we were here, there were rocks that we had to break. So, this must be the way. Have you played... No, I have not played any Pokemon, ever. This is it. This is my Pokemon experience. Oh, Geodude. Magnitude 8. It looked interesting, and the intro really drew me in, I suppose. So I think that's why I've kept at it. The whole like sort of giant war thing, and the sort of strange experiments and stuff that were going on. I'd love to know what am I supposed to be doing now. Travel through the KBT Expressway to Thundercat Mountain and save Zapdos. I don't know where Thundercat Mountain is. Frozen Heights is up, Crater Town is down, but which direction is Thundercat Mountain in, eh? I'm going to presume it's going to involve breaking some rocks in some description, because it just gave me the rock breaking thing. What a very long road. Where does that go? Frozen Heights. No. I didn't have a Game Boy Advance. A friend of mine had a Game Boy Advance. The one where you could put that little torch backlight thing on the top. Because obviously then you could play it outside. Because obviously the screens weren't backlit. Right. Oh, these frogs have come back. Oh, now I've got to fight another Geodude. All these Geodudes just lining up to pop out. Where is Thundercat Mountain? Yeah. Right, map. There's a map somewhere. Probably through the expressway, I agree. But which way through the expressway? Which one here looks like it might be thundery? Is it this one? That's the Pokemon League. What about down there? Thundercat Mountain. Right, here we go. Now, where am I? Over here. So I need to go down a lot and then across. Okay, so down it is. But can I go down from here? No. I could do with better signage. Right, down. Frozen Heights. No, we want to go down again. Keep going, keep going. Well, this is not taking me... This is taking me to Crater Town, which is where on that map? What? How have I ended up over here? I just went down. Do I have to go across and down? Can I go over this bit that's blue? I need to find this underground pass, perhaps. Where's Route 6? We can find Route 6. We can find perhaps the way to go. Now, oh, actual voiceover I would very much enjoy. I think one of my pet peeves. Do the Pokemon in that make the Pokemon, you know, like in the cart. Like my biggest thing I hate about this is that. Right, here we go. Now, what does this sign say? Exit C, Crater Town. You. Excellent, rocks to break. Now me guess, now part of Geodude. What a surprise. Anyway, do they say the names of the Pokemon when they do things? You know, like in the show. Like, surely it's not that difficult. If they can program in saying "Marr!" when they do things, they can program it going Geodude. Tell Town. Well, I don't want to go there either. I want to go this way then. Yes, grinding is certainly a big caveat of JRPGs. And it's why I'm quite reticent to Crater Town, Foreshore City. I don't think so. I don't know, to be honest. I can't say I have tried. Right. We're at Foreshore City now. Oh my god. We must be in the right place because there's plot. Use aerial ace. We're up against, he's up against an Alakazam or whatever. Is that an Alakazam? Abracadabra? One of those. Alakazam, I was right. Oh god. You just killed a kid. Come, are you okay? Oh, he's fine. Don't worry, everybody. No, we didn't see it at all. Yes, let's go to Route 9 first. From Tell Town. Right. So we have to go back the way we came. Can I get this Pokeball whilst I'm here? No. This hedge is too powerful to be through. Is there anything worthwhile here whilst we're here? It's got quite nice music, I will say that. Hello. Yeah. No, I don't know anything about Pokemon Insurgents. Enlighten me. Is it another ROM hack? To be honest, I didn't really know anything about ROM hacks until this either. Yeah. Where is the mission log? That might be a good thing to look at, because I have no idea what quests I picked up. Hello. Oh no, I don't want to change my Pokemon. It's a fan-made Pokemon game for PC. I'm surprised that, you know, ultra-litigious Nintendo allow for such. You wing it? Wonderful. Well, I know who's got a Star Raptor, that guy. The Jax that just fell in the sea. Hello, good citizen. Sure, why not? Yep. Sure, why not? Use me, just a random child, to help with the police. Come back, talk to me. That's another parent that's lost their... She resembles any ordinary female tuber. What on earth does that... She just resembles an ordinary person. Good to know. Do I know who in real life? That woman. So far, you've completed 3 missions. But where's the... How do I look at the mission log? Is it here somewhere? No. Is it in the queue? No. Is it in the Pokédex? Oh, yes, I do, yeah. We used to live in the same city. What does a female tuber look like? Is it you? No, I don't want to... Go away. Who the hell are you? There was someone that wanted berries. Oh, I can't remember what berries she wanted. If I just buy all of them. I've got loads of money. If at first you don't know what berry to buy all of them for 500 Poké dollars each. Well, I'd be interested to know what's the exchange rate of this place. How much is 500? Oh, here's the beach. We might have to find that kid. You! Are you a tuber girl? Yeah, guess not. You, are you a tuber girl? Come on. The little girl appears to have been blown away. What's that girl made out of? Have you seen a little girl get blown away? Oh, I could sell. We like collecting those as an immunologist and cell biologist. Where is the... What happened to the girl? I don't... God. That's very concerning. Have you seen a girl blow away? No, you're almost interested in Mel. I don't care about Mel. I don't even know which way the wind blew. You're going to tell me about Mel as well. I don't care about Mel. Well, that kid's dead. Sorry to say. That's very unfortunate. Do I have any of the legendaries? No. We went to get Moltres, the fire one, right? And then the Assassin's Creed looking guys that are the baddies in this took it. And then we're supposedly be around to try and save Zapdos. But now, that other guy, Jax or whatever his name was, wants us to go to Terran Town or whatever he said it was called, which was over here somewhere, maybe? If I read that sign again. What did this say? Tell Town. Up here. Ah, Terran. is a real life place. Nice, this way. Oh, hello. What? I thought you said... Or maybe you said you can't go through the KBT expressway. I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, I'm here. Just let me know when. And come bug me you may. Let's go this way instead. Wow, weather really quite dramatic. No rain here. Rain here. What the hell's going on around here? Hello. Oh, God. Oh, that's who the people, the police wanted me to fight. It's the Popo. Scatter, boys. Are you high? No. But, interestingly, or not, him and I... There's another cell there. Him and I do share the... No. No is the short answer. We do have some similarities. We both like science. He's more into chemistry than I. A Pokeball there, that's good. He's a chemist, whereas I'm an immunologist. So I'm into cells and cell biology. So we have that difference. What in God's name is that? Timpole. So here's the thing. These Pokemon, I do wish I was that cool. But we do also share that we both had a tumour growing within us. He decided to take to a life of crime, whereas I didn't. You know, instead I went. I mean, the thing is, they do know me, and they know I'm not that cool in real life. Let's give this. Let's try and catch. We haven't caught a Pokemon in a while. Let's try and get this guy. Yeah, so we both had cancer. I got all sad about it, and he turned to a life of crime. And now we both look the same, I guess. Although he got his hair back. If you remember at the end of Breaking Bad, Walter White got his hair back. I did not. And so I've continued to look like Walter White. Hello. Why is it always raining here? Don't know. I also thought you were the policewoman from earlier. I didn't think we were going to have a fight. Camper Chris. Well, exactly. If I turned to a life of crime... Well, if I was a drug dealer, I might also still have met you, perhaps. Oh, I shouldn't laugh too hard. It makes the screen shake. This one's got the... what's it on his head? A lily pad. Thing is, actually, Walter White was also into teaching initially. I like teaching as well. So actually, well, I am like pre-cancer Walter White. The one who, you know, didn't turn to a life of crime. And very lucrative crime he did turn to. Do I have a brother-in-law named Hank? No, I most certainly don't. No, I don't want to make room for the move crunch. Now we'll just stick with as we are. Shroomish. There's one for you, Amy. This is what I might be dealing in. The thing is, you know, Walter White, he used his chemistry skills to make the drugs that everybody wanted. Now, being an immunologist and biologist, there's not really much I can make that will get people high. You know, I deal with salmonella. Perhaps I could, I don't know, genetically modify a salmonella somehow to, what did that say? I could perhaps, yeah, genetically modify salmonella to produce some kind of I mean, good God. Shelmit. I don't create bioweapons, but I suppose it's more similar to that than making crystal meth. I do a lot of... I look at how bacteria and human beings interact, whether that be for the benefit of the bacteria or for the benefit of the human being. So we've got a couple of projects on the go at the moment. I just want to get this Pokeball from over here. What is another one of these? It's raining. Explain to us how science helps kill cancer. Well, I can certainly do that. I did say I wanted these streams to become more sciencey whilst we play Pokemon Unbound and other video games in the future. Can I just get out? Why can't I break this rock? Well, it depends on what type of cancer treatment. I suppose the really short answer is science helps fight cancer by improving understanding. The more we understand, yeah, the wrong rock. Yeah, this must be granite like Aberdeen, because it's very hard rock. Whereas those other rocks must be sandstone or something, wink rocks, chalk. Once we find, tell you what, I don't know how good I could try and make another scene which is just my full face, and then I could try and explain how chemotherapy works, but I also risk breaking it. What happens if I press plus here? Oh, now it says overloaded. I'm going to press cancel there, and I'm just going to keep doing this. Make a video about it. Well, I could do that. I had a module at university called Molecular Biology of Cancer. It was one of the ones I did best at. So maybe this might be what happened to me later was all predestined. Heart of the cards, as Yugi used to say. Remember Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh? Let me tell you what. I will find a big-ish bit of paper. Well, actually, I've got this very small bit of paper, and I will endeavour to use this to explain how chemotherapy works. After we beat this chap. I'm more of a spirits man myself than a beer person. We're really talking about all the vices today, aren't we? Right, you sit here, me, Pokemon me, science. We'll bring that up. Right, chemotherapy. Well, cancer. Let's go with that first. So, cells have a cell cycle, right? Now, I have not done this in a very long time, so if anyone watches this later that's much more up to date on their cancer biology and facts about the cell cycle and whatnot, please do leave a comment below and like and subscribe, ring the bell, or whatever whatever YouTubers say. Right, cell cycle. You've got, it's a cycle, obviously, and it's split into different sections. So there is G1, that's the growth bit, S phase, which is synthesis or something, and then I think there's either S2 or there is. Tell you what, let's just research it on the fly. There you go. Is this still working? Yep. Cell cycle. Am I Japanese? No. Most certainly not. Here we go. Excuse me, my PhD was not on the cell cycle. Right, so I was right. You got the G1 phase, growth and preparation for DNA synthesis. Then you've got DNA synthesis here, that's the S phase, S for synthesis. And then you've got the G2 phase, which is growth and preparation for mitosis. Mitosis being cell division, and then that's this part here. And when cells are doing none of this, they're in interphase, which is just like resting, the resting state. When they are not growing, dividing, or they're just living, interphase. And then they're like, I've lived enough, time to make another cell. Then you got the cell cycle. So, all of this is happening, and in this part, well, there are all these like checks and balances that have to be. Let's see if we can find a better figure. One that's got. Well, mitosis is split up into a whole bunch of different sections about DNA moving and chromosomes and whatnot. Where I'm hoping there's one. This'll do. So, there are different checkpoints on the cell cycle, right? That check for DNA damage and whatnot. And if these checks are failed, then the cell cycle will stop. And then these cells often die. They become senescent and die. Because you don't want these mutant cells knocking about. Now, occasionally, by all sorts of means, whether that be smoking, drinking, well, you know, it's all learning. You can tell me a fact about business management, because I don't know anything about that. This channel is called Science After Hours, after all, and it is after hours. Don't worry, we'll get back to Pokemon Unbound very briefly. Right, put this back on the screen though. So, my M phase, mitosis, right? So, cell cycle, right? This is all happening around like that. There are checks that make sure that your DNA is not ruined. So this can keep happening, right? Occasionally, by going outside, pretty much, you introduce mutations into your DNA, whether that be breaks, like breakages in the DNA that they need to be repaired. DNA repair is not as accurate as it perhaps. It's pretty accurate, like it's like 90-odd%. But it's not 100% accurate, right? Neither is DNA synthesis, to be fair. So just replicating your DNA can introduce mutations into it. Now, normally, these mutations are caught or fixed or have no effect. But occasionally, they do have an effect, and that will cause a change in the cell, often in growth rate, right? So you now have this cell that can go round the cell cycle constantly, just constantly going around. It doesn't stop. There is no interphase. The checks along here, like P53, constantly go round, right? So then you get loads of cell division, right? And therefore you get tumour. A tumour is just a mass of cells that keep growing and dividing. Now, there are genes that are more likely to become damaged. So probably the most famous ones are BRCA1 and BRCA2. Those are the breast cancer associated oncogenes. Onco, cancer, like oncology, genes being genes, obviously. So oncogenes more likely to be damaged in some way and leads to cancer development. And then you get this constant growth of cells, and then you get a tumour, and that's how you get cancer. Science, chemotherapeutics, and anti-cancer drugs, there are all sorts. They often try and target, the reason we've talked about that is because they target cells that grow faster than others. So these tumour cells, obviously, uncontrolled growth. They're just more and more and more, right? So we want to target those and not the rest. However, there are issues with that in that cells, the rest of you, still needs to grow and live. So hair cells, for example, the ones in the follicles, grow and divide very quickly. So all your hair falls out because they are accidentally targeted by chemotherapy. So all your hair falls out, but hopefully the cells in your tumour are more targeted by the drugs. And they go in there and cause all sorts of mayhem. Lots of damage that can't be repaired. Kill the cells, end of them, goodbye, cancer. Things like immunotherapy are more precise. They use antibodies to target the cancer. So then they try, and they have less side effects, supposedly, and therefore don't affect the rest of you. But they are more expensive, and therefore chemotherapy is often the first line of treatment. And then there's radiotherapy, which fires, radiation into your tumour. Again, introducing all sorts of damage and mutation in said cell. End of tumour, goodbye. And then ultimately, like me, you probably have something left. You need to reach in, cut it out. Bam, done. No more cancer for you. But yes, somehow I did manage to achieve getting one of these mutations without going outside. But I think that it's one working in the lab, because in our haunted lab, other people ended up getting other types of cancer. It wasn't just me. And, where we used to live, lots of granite, which produces radon, which is ever so slightly radioactive, and therefore could possibly introduce mutations. Now, Tide Man, Nay of the Tide Man? Tied Man? I'm going to go with Tide Man and hope for the best. 4 dimensions, what, like physics? Now, physics is most definitely not my bag. I'm an immunologist. But I can roughly... Where do I go? You've got 2D is flat, right? 3D is this, what world we live in, and the 4th dimension is time, right? And then there are, I can't remember how many dimensions they say there are now. 7, 8? But they're all sort of variations on that. I think after the... Oh, hello, Play Rough. It's an interesting move name. Well, speaking of time travel, right? So yeah, supposedly moving along in time is moving around in the 4th dimension. In fact, I'm interested to know. I'll give that a pause so it stops the music, but nothing will happen, will it? Oh, hello. Why is that playing super quickly? Right, we'll do that. The dimensions. Properties of mathematical space. Here we go. Why is the music playing so quickly? Please stop. What is happening to the music? Right, I'm just gonna... Maybe if I get out of a battle, we'll beat this guy, and then hopefully the music will return to normal. Is it because I pressed the pause button down there? Right, we'll go back to this bit here. I'm going to press the escape key. Dimensions. Right, here we go. 1D. A line has a dimension of 1 because only one coordinate is needed to specify a point on it. Here we go. Here we go, here we go. Look at that. So that's 0 dimensions, is just a dot. 1 dimension is a line, 2 dimensions is a flat surface, like a square, 3 dimensions is a cube, and then 4th dimensions, that's movement there, so that's time. But what about others? Here we go. The 4 dimensions of space-time consist of events that are not absolutely defined spatially and temporally. Blah, 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 blah. Minkowski space first approximates the universe without gravity. The pseudo-Roman manifolds, general relativity. Right, that's way too much physics for me. To describe matter and gravity. 10 dimensions are used to describe the superstring theory. 6D hyperspace plus 4D. 11 dimensions can describe supergravity and M theory. 7D plus 4D. So it does seem that there are 4 dimensions, and then there are either 6 or 7 other ones that can explain additional physics, like the origins of the universe and whatnot. But that's far beyond me. Now, why is everything super quick? Does the pause button sort of like, I don't know, leave it it's like now it's catching up on itself. Well, we will see. Lovely. Do I have any other games on your mind after this? Yes, actually. So I was wondering. Oh, God. So after I finish Pokemon Unbound, there will be a poll, because the reason I started playing Pokemon Unbound is that I made a Zubat video about Zubat. Right, it said use the bounce on the rocks. How? Do I have to get off the bike? Trainer tips. Hop on the rocks to cross over the water. Right. Help! How do I get over? How do I hop on the rock? Please. Anyway, yeah, there was going to be a poll one day, whenever Pokemon Unbound is finished, as to what I should play next on these Sunday streams. And it will be related somehow to the videos that this channel has produced. So we've had a Fallout video, so I thought we could play Fallout 76 maybe, or because it was actually a video about radiation, maybe playing something like Metro. But at this rate, I do feel like, yeah, I will be playing Pokemon Unbound for perhaps the end of time. I can't use that until a badge is obtained. Well, how do I get across these rocks then? I found a green shard. Whoop-de-doo. How do I get on the rock? Yeah. Then there's a Spider-Man video. Well, it's because I look like Walter White. So I thought, the Spider-Man video came out this week. If you're interested in Spider-Man, please watch it, because it's not doing very well. And I put a lot of effort into it. So, there's that. There's obviously, I guess, more Pokemon games, I suppose. How do I get across these rocks? Oh, my God, I did it. It was just an alignment issue. No, get off the rocks. Auburn Waterway is that way. Do we want to go to Auburn Waterway? Hello. Oh, you're one of the criminals. Ooh. He's got a purple Pokeball. Look, he's got purple. Well, I'm glad you think so. Someone at work thought I was 40, which was sad. Especially because it was my birthday, and they thought I was turning 40 that day. What is happening to the music? I wasn't turning 40, I was turning 30. That's right, you're under arrest for several felonies. Thanks. Only 4 left. Ah, I remember being 23. Those were the days. Didn't have cancer then. I don't have cancer now. Don't worry about that, in case you ever wondered. But to go back to the original question, eventually I'll play something else on these Sunday streams to hopefully talk more science. Like, I very much enjoyed that cancer question. So I'd like, I'd love more of that. It's a good thing I know you. So yeah, maybe I'll play Fallout 76 or something on these streams. No, luckily they don't have cancer. Wouldn't recommend it. Onyx, my favourite Pokemon! Alright, we need to figure out what is going on with the sound. Because it is incredibly annoying. But anyway, what game were you going to recommend? Please. Well, one, I can tell you if I've played it before, if I own it for a start, and or even if I've heard of it. Larian, like the people that make Baldur's Gate. My ears are screaming. I don't know how I can fix this awful sound thing. Settings. Right, I'm just going to move the sound down a bit. Detroit Become Human, I do own that. I haven't played it. I just have it. I think, I don't know, maybe it's much like yourself or much like most people that own video games. My backlog, always growing, never shrinking. So I do have Detroit Become Human. That would be quite a good thing to play on this channel, in fact. It's got some science in it. It's a nice story-driven game. I haven't played it before. Now, if I turn the speed down to half... but the downside of that is the gameplay is moving slowly. Okay, well, I don't want that. If you have a dowsing machine, it's a good idea to register it. I don't have a dowsing machine. So yeah, maybe Detroit Become Human is a good call. Thanks. Or maybe I will add that to the poll whenever Pokemon Unbound is finished. I don't know. I've got over half the badges now, don't I? Ooh, Devil May Cry. I played, was it 3 on the PS2? Way back when. There was a way to look at the gym badges I have, but I can't remember where that is. I thought it was here. Ah, here we go. Yes, I've got 3 out of 8. Oh, so I'm not even halfway. That's concerning. Guess we'll be playing Pokemon Unbound for a long time. But that's good. I think one good thing about this is that it's a good game to play and talk at the same time. Something like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, you've got to be locked in. Have you played Vanquish? Vanquish was my favourite Platinum Games game. I'd very much like to play that again. Got it on PS3. Maybe I'll dig that out. it does sound like the music has gone back to normal, so that's good. Didn't really do anything. God of War. Oh, I'm a huge God of War fan. I've got some. I don't think they're in here. No, they're not. I've got some of the what are they called? The Blades of Olympus in my. I think they're actually in the living room, like little ones, on a chain. Or a ditto. Huge God of War fan. Both the original ones, like the ones that are more like Devil May Cry, and then even the more recent ones. Huge love me some God of War. Can't wait to see where they take that franchise next. I know there is that live action Amazon Prime show. So that might be interesting. I think Amazon Prime have done a pretty good job in turning Fallout into a show. So I don't see why God of War be any different. I think the difference will be is that obviously Fallout, whilst it does have a plot, is very much a story of your own making. Whereas God of War just has a story. So it's like, well, would I rather watch a show when I could just play the game? I think we are going to lose to this ditto. I enjoy the Fallout show. I think I didn't watch it for a long time. Then Isadora and I watched it over Christmas. And I liked it enough that I made a video on it. I think I was worried that... oh, that's not a very good sign, is it? I was told it was like a comedy, whereas I guess it's a black comedy, but there's much less comedy in it than I thought. And as a miserable old man, that was good for me. So I enjoy the Fallout show, but, each to their own. But I think my point still stands is that God of War has a plot already. Like a main, that's it. It's all plot. So I would just be watching a show of a story I've already played. Whereas the Fallout show is different from the Fallout games in terms of story. The classics were... the classics were great. I think I would very much like if they went... Like, I like the new God of War games, the pair, Ragnarok and God of War 2018. Absolutely. I think they're fantastic, especially Ragnarok. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think they could certainly... Although I don't want to be oversaturated with God of War, but I wouldn't mind... Well, they're remaking 1 to 3, aren't they? I'll be interested to see if they remake it with an over-the-shoulder view like the new ones, or keep it kind of isometric like the originals, or let you pick between both. Pane split, that sounds like quite a good move. But we'll see, I guess. It's only just been announced, so who knows how long it will take. The user adds its HP to the foe's HP, then equally shares. No, God, I don't want that. That sounds terrible. The name was very misleading. Of the original, I guess, 4? Or were you counting the PSP ones as well? No. Which is your favourite? 2, my favourite. I think 2 is probably most people's favourite, maybe, of that original trilogy. But I'll be interested in your opinion. Are we going to make it to wherever it is we need to go? Problem is, I don't know where to go, so we're getting involved in all this stuff. I need to get myself one of those Pokemon that heals with rain. because then I won't be at such a... We beat School Gid Herman. You better not be skipping school. School's important. Gabite's evolving. Oh boy, I didn't even know Gabite had another stage. And we get the good evolution music, which is probably one of the highlights of this. No, school is important. We need more school. I love school. Keep learning. Garchomp. Well, that looks cool. It's trying to learn Crunch. But the thing is, why make me learn a new move when I haven't had a chance to see what it's all about? A foe is crunched with sharp fangs, may lower defense. This one always inflicts 40 damage, so it doesn't actually seem that good. So I'll get rid of that. It does seem a bit weird to have a dragon Pokemon that forgot the move Dragon Rage, but needs must. Right, that's where we crossed. Those are the rocks. We haven't actually got very far. Are we going up or down? I very much like school. There were certain parts I didn't like about school, namely other people. The actual school part I liked, and that's a bit. I struggled at school. I think socially. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. I think that's a lot of people. The person you see before me is definitely as a result of the people I lived with at university, and they, I don't know, helped me become a human being. If you can say I'm a human being, that is. That was an interesting noise. Sounds a bit like Spectre. Yeah, I know. It's very difficult to believe, isn't it? Me, Captain Sociable. Yeah, okay, we've gone from not human being like at all to barely. I would agree with you there. But, you know. Oh no, we went up, didn't we? I don't know, Rise. Shiro, is it an anime? Sounds anime-y. Let me in. Well, plot is happening, so we must be going the right way. Maybe there's a secret underground passage in town. Let's go look around. What about me? Oh, we're in the town now. Well, that's good, because there must be a Poké Center here somewhere. Ah, so this is where he was, talking to them. A Poké Center, lovely. Obviously for an anime. Good, I was like, what anime? I'll admit I'm not an anime aficionado, which is a surprise to many, I feel. And I don't think I would dislike anime. It's just more I just haven't got into it. I don't know. Just I haven't. I watched, like the animes you watch as children, I guess, like Pokemon, for example. I've seen that. Watched Yu-Gi-Oh. These kinds of animes, but not. Oh wait, well, Good, your mother lives on Route 9. I didn't pay attention to that. Ghost in the Shell. I watched the Ghost in the Shell anime series. What's that one called? Standalone Complex. I feel like that was the... We'll get some potions. Who knows what we might need. We'll get 4. Make it to a nice round 20. Why don't the shops sell revives? Oh, I don't have any either, sorry. Oh, thanks. Code Geass. That sounds cool, I guess. The problem is with anime names, they sound cool, but I have no idea what's the. Give me a Twitter length summary of Code Geass. Is it like mechs? Gears? I need a Pokemon that evolves via the Water Stone. I should stock up on revives, but no one seems to sell them. Hello. Route 10 has a cave that resembles the lake caves of Sinnoh. Okay. One day there's going to be a nice big statue here. Okay, cool. What about you? Here, take these. Oh, 5 quick balls. I'm glad I didn't buy a whole bunch of Pokeballs from... Someone will give me a gift. Ah. Lelouch Lemperouge, an exiled Britannian prince who gains the Geass, a power granting absolute obedience from a mysterious girl named Caesar. He uses power to lead a rebellion. I'm supposed to give you a reward. So let me ask you, have you gathered? Probably. I've only caught 27. Oh. Destroy the Holy Britannian Empire to destroy his father and create a peaceful world for his sister. Okay, see now that does sound interesting. I'm not going to lie, so maybe I will give it a go. Sure, I love helping with research. Will I be on the paper? That's the important thing. A Sawsbuck. Keep an eye out for that. Hello. Talk to rocks. Okay. So he uses... Oh, it only has 50 episodes. Now I am a lot more likely to watch it. Because, you know, nowadays, shows go on for so long. And then you never... At least if it's got a set ending, I will... That's the KBT Expressway. Oh, a cell. I have not tried One Piece either. I wanted to watch the live-action One Piece show, A Big Mushroom. It's very popular amongst certain people. Like you, Amy, maybe. I wanted to give the live-action One Piece show a go, because the second season was getting good reviews. But then the thing... I don't think I'd be watching that anime, because it's got like 1,000 episodes. I haven't got time for that. 50 episodes. However, you know, that seems much more reasonable. Oh, I already spoke to you. I thought we were looking for a secret entrance. That there kind of looks a bit like it could lead to something. But, I can't cross water. What happened to Jax? Where did he go? Ah, that's the other side of that barrier that we were at before. I've wanted to get into Gundam. You know, I like mechs. I like big Transformers fan. So I thought, well, Gundam, that's a bit like Transformers. But then, where do I start? There's about 1 billion different Gundam shows. What happened to Jax? Where'd he go? Shall I just go up here, see what's up here? Oh, we've already been up there, because that's where that guy was that was talking bad about school. It's raining. currently watching, my fiance and I are watching Blood of Zeus on Netflix. I guess it's not an anime, it's just an animated show with some anime stylings, I suppose. That's pretty good. That's only got 3 seasons, and they're only like 25 minutes each episode, so we can get through a couple a night when we have time to watch them, which is also good. Because most things, I've been trying to watch, if you're not from Scotland, or even maybe even the UK, I don't know how far, but I've been trying to watch Taggart, which is a police procedural set in Glasgow. Each episode of that is 2.5 hours long. So finding the time to watch an episode of Taggart is exceptionally difficult. Where do I go? Find Arthur's friend's house and stop Route 9. Oh, I guess I haven't been in all the houses, perhaps. Should we go in this one? Who lives here? Hello? Your cousin was in Taggart. I'm on, of the Taggart I watched, you look like. I'm the official name rater. Want me to rate the nicknames of your Pokemon? Yes, because they've all got the names of the Pokemon that they are called. No, I would not want to give it a swag nickname. Thank you, sir. Not that house, that's the guy that wants to give swag nicknames. Who's in here? You. To camp out in our underground passageway. Right, but where... Oh! Is it down here? I didn't see that earlier when I came in. Aha! Hello! Would you be the latest entrant in our daily challenge? Get to the other end of the tunnel in less than 15 seconds to win a fantastic prize. Why not? To win a prize, talk to my brother at the end of the tunnel in less than 15 seconds. Well, I love horror films. I'm in a horror movie club. So chances are I will like horror anime. Get set, go. Well, let me put the old motorcycle on. Oh, that's not a good sign, is it? Oh dear. Well, we've definitely not made it in 15 seconds. Hello. Are you the brother? Sure. Time's up. Well, I thought this guy was the brother. Right, we'll have a look ahead and see how far we have to go. Hey, it's pretty good. There's about 20, 30 people in this horror movie club. Oh, this... Right, you must be the brother. Get to the other end of the tunnel. Oh, I can do it in reverse. Right, well now we know not to talk to that guy. Oh, no, no! No, no, no! I think we nearly had it. Yeah, just 2 more obstacle sets. No, I have not. It's Turkish. One of my old lab mates. We did our PhD at the same time was Turkish. I wonder if they have seen it. Right, go. Come on. No! No! No, no, no! Well, I hope I finish this before the release of GTA 6. Right, we'll give it one more shot. If I find out that there's a later motorbike upgrade that makes it go exceptionally fast, I will be a bit annoyed. Out of the way! Move! No, God, I think it's impossible. I think that guy was right upstairs. It is rigged. Anyway, we'll go and see what's on the other end of the tunnel. Maybe that's where Jax is. What time is it now? Oh, it's nearly 9 o'clock, which means it's nearly time for the stream to end. But I always like to try and end on a high note. Let's go up here. Hello. That's very kind. Oh, God. That took a bit of a turn. Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh. A piper potion? That's nice. It's an Assassin's Creed man. Shadow Grunt. Golbat. I have one of those. Well, I used to have one of those. I've got a better one now. If you come back to the stream next week, I'll let you know if I watched Code Geass. Maybe I'll watch it at work whilst doing data analysis. Is it in Japanese or is it in English? Not that it really matters, I don't mind. I can understand what that's like. You know, I try and get my fiance to watch Star Wars, but I'm going so hot. Haunter. That's another Pokemon I recognise. Hooray, we beat this guy. Belch. The user lets out a damaging belch at the target. The user must eat a held berry to use this. Well, I don't want to do that. That sounds like a lot of effort. Look, whilst I would admit that, yes, the original... Jax. Alright, we're teaming up with Jax. You lead, I'll follow. Okay, but you know where your dad's friend lives. So, it'd be better if you led, but okay. Yes, anyway, Star Wars. Whilst, you know, I will admit that the original trilogy is by far and away the best Star Wars, of the film-wise anyway, I will gladly watch all Star Wars. I grew up with the prequels, so I have a soft spot in my cold, icy heart for the prequels. You know, I love the prequels. When what was it called? Revenge of the Sith was being re-released in the cinema a while back. I was there watching it. It was in 4DX. That was great. Loved me some Revenge of the Sith. Well, maybe we can do that when you come visit. You know, but I like the shows. I like Acolyte. I like Ahsoka. You know, it's all on a sliding scale. I think because it's Star Wars, I will like it. But it's how much will I like it? The only thing that doesn't fulfill that category is Rise of Skywalker, episode 9. That, you know, I honestly, usually when it comes to films, I was like, oh, I don't care, whatever. But Rise of Skywalker actively annoyed me as a film. when I saw what was going to, when I could foresee the ending before the actual ending came, I was just waiting then to be annoyed, and annoyed I was. But oh well. I can't even remember where we got up to. The original trilogy. Did we watch episode? We watched the prequels. We definitely watched the prequels. I'm sure we did. I think we watched A New Hope, but I don't. Yes, I totally, yeah, I didn't acknowledge your Doctor Who comment. It was quite something, wasn't it? I'll be interested to see how they get out of it, I suppose. I think how they decide to get out of it will maybe dictate how I feel about the show going forward. Some of the stuff I've read online could be interesting. Other things I've read online I know I would hate. Like I saw some people discussing that maybe the next Doctor Who should be a teenager, which, no thank you. That is not what I would want at all. But we will see. Yeah, which is also, people think that maybe she's not Doctor Who. You know, she's not the Doctor. She is something to do with Bad Wolf or something along those lines, you know. Have I played Legend of Zelda? Also, no. Again, because my sister was the one with the Wii. I had a PS3, so I was too busy playing PS3 games. I've played, you know, many a Zelda-like game, but not actual Zelda itself. Skrelp. What an interesting name. What an interesting looking Pokemon. Harry Potter's not my thing either. In fact, to find out how much I dislike Harry Potter, you can also go watch my video on that. I made a Harry Potter video as well about fairness in testing, in scientific testing, and therefore in sports. What you get it? You can get it covered up with a Pokemon tattoo. You can get it with Billy Piper's face in preparation for the Christmas special. That's when we will find out, won't we, about Doctor Who? Oh, I love Lord of the Rings. I don't know if I'm going the right way. Two Towers, that's my favourite. Battle of Helm's Deep, 2 thumbs up. But none of them are bad. I mean, the Hobbits are questionable in quality, I think, much like the prequels, except the difference between the prequels, Star Wars prequels, and the Hobbit prequels is that the Hobbits are impossibly long. Whereas, and it's also one book, one short book. How dare... What's wrong with Lord of the Rings? You like anime, Tide Man. Did you watch that anime Lord of the Rings film? It wasn't perfect, but it was very enjoyable, and it was nice to see the Lord of the Rings in a different format. And they're making new Lord of the Rings films now, aren't they? The Hunt for Gollum. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. Because, you know, sometimes going back to a good thing is not necessarily a good thing. We've just gone round a big circle. So maybe we are going in the right direction. Oh, I love the Predator. Now, the Predator series really is the definition of hit and miss. You know, some of them are great, some of them are very bad. Especially if you count Alien versus Predator in there as well. I prefer Alien to Predator. And I think, not to say it again, Prey was good. I thought Prey was a return to form. Compared to things like The Predator, which I thought was abysmal. I like Terminator 2. That's 2 with TOO. But I also like Terminator 2 TWO as well. It is the best one by quite a considerable margin. And that is definitely one of those series where they should stop making them, because they cannot recapture how good it was, no matter how hard they try. Terminator Genesis was a real low point, but Dark Fate wasn't great. Of course I like Interstellar. It's about oh, hello. This doesn't seem like a place where we should be. Right, well, this is not where we should be. We're all saying exactly the same thing. So this seems like the perfect opportunity to end the stream here, because I don't know where we're going. So I will press that, do that, and then I will lean back in my chair for some post-stream roundup. What have we done today? Well, we've played lots of Pokemon. You know, we beat a gym leader. That's a big. We've progressed the plot, and we've beaten a gym leader. We picked up all sorts of side quests that chances of me ever actually returning to give them in are very low, because we're not going back to these places. We've talked science, which is a real thrill. This is obviously a science-based YouTube channel, really. You know, I'm playing these video games for fun. But you know, the aim of these streams was originally to play games and talk science at the same time. And I feel like this is the first one where we have actually achieved that goal. We talked about physics, the different dimensions, up to 4D, really, because my limited brain does not compute 5D to 11D or 10D. But we also talked about cancer and the cell cycle, which is something I do understand. So I'm all pleased for that. You can follow. That's true. That is true. You have asked great science questions before, Amy. But I feel like this was the one where we got into some good science flow. I mean, I got my pen out and drew the cell cycle on a map, on a bit of paper. Whereas last time it was weird science facts, which I didn't know much of. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you want more of me, you can go back and watch the old streams. There's 10 of these now. We've been playing Pokemon Unbound for 10 weeks. You can watch the videos. There's that new Spider-Man video. Please watch it, because I put a lot of effort in, and not many people have seen it. So you can be one of the few to watch that Spider-Man video. Thank you. You can go follow the channel on Instagram at Science After Hours, much like this YouTube channel. Subscribe to this, ring the bell. You can go on Spotify, and if you want real science discussion, you can, you know, listen to the Innately Science podcast. That's my podcast. You can listen to that for scientific career discussion and just, you know, journeys in higher education. And I'm going to go and watch Code Geass at the request of Tide Man. So please come back next week. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, do everything that other YouTubers say that you do for them, so you can do it for me. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for putting up with Pokemon Unbound. Thank you, Amy, for your constant companionship across the Boreas region of Pokemon. And now I will try and turn the stream off. Bye-bye, everybody.